Indeed you are, King. Indeed you are. Oh boy. So, fuck, it was just on the tip of my tongue. There was something that I wanted to mention to y'all that occurred to me that was literally like top of mind right before I sat down. Oh, what was it? What was it? What was it? Thinking about Alan Wake and Mr. Scratch. And was it the timeline of something? Because I already mentioned the interviews with Alice. Son of a bitch, you're right, Toby. That's why they call Mirror Peak, because it's the geometry of the whole location works out that you can reflect the entire mountain in the lake at some points. Fuck. She was interviewed by the FBC. This has been going on for 6 years. I don't know. I lost it. I'm not getting it back. Buckle up. Here we go.
I sat in the writer's room and wrote a story. Initiation. To project myself through the dark place, to look for a way out. The story had brought me here, brought me nowhere. Looped me back. I was writing the story. And in the story, I now stepped into the writer's room. But there was no one here writing.
This is the third time we've heard this song. I Smell Fuckery. And now we're going back to the real world. Back to Saga.
Okay, let's recap what you've told us so far, Alan. For the past 13 years, you've been trapped in a nightmare dimension called the Dark Place.
Yeah.
It's like New York, but it's not New York. And can be reached from the bottom of Cauldron Lake, but it's not really under the lake. And after all this time, you've managed to get out.
Yeah.
But so has your evil doppelganger. Mr. Scratch? Or is it the Dark Presence?
Both. It's interchangeable. He's Scratch when he looks like me, but he can change into this other form.
And Scratch, the Dark Presence, wants to rewrite the world in his own image.
Which would be in your image, as he looks just like you.
And turn the world into a fucking nightmare.
During Deerfest, which is scheduled to take place in a couple of days. You got out of the Dark Place by writing a novel, the pages we've been finding. But your double edited it into a horror story that's now changing reality, taking over people,
Yeah.
making them crazy, bringing the Dark Place to Bright Falls.
Again.
Yes. Fiction coming in contact with the Dark Place can change reality. The story is coming true, soaking into everything like darkness when night falls. But last time
This will be back in 2010.
yes, last time it didn't happen all at once. The story came true bit by bit as it unfolded. And that dark presence was still bound to the lake. I stopped it before it got the ending it wanted. Before it broke free. Based on that, there's still time.
Which brings us to your magical light switch.
The clicker. Magical doesn't quite cover it. Scratch wants it to bring about his ending. That can't happen. If I can get the clicker, I can send him back to the Dark Place, make all this shit go away. Look, I know it's batshit crazy. My memory is full of holes, and I'm not sure how much I can trust. It's like a half-forgotten dream.
Don't look at me like that.
Mr. Wake. Alan. We've seen our share of batshit crazy in the past 24 hours. What I want to know is, why am I? Why are we written into the story?
I think I saw you. Or a vision of you in the Dark Place. I think you helped me reach out and escape somehow. With that in the story, Scratch would have edited it to get to you. To hurt you. We are all in danger.
God, it's so weird. I'm loving this though. Can I just... Okay. Let me know.
It's insane. And there's so much of it. Have you ever heard of the Cult of the Tree?
Creepy bunch. In the habit of wearing deer masks, performing murder rituals, victims turning into monsters possessed by darkness, possibly inspired by a horror story written by a certain author. Ring any bells?
The cult. Yes. Yes. They have the clicker.
If the cult has the clicker, does that make them Scratch's followers? How are you so certain they even have the clicker?
They could be working for Scratch. I don't remember. It's all confused.
Alan, if I'm gonna act on this information, you need to be honest with me.
Yeah, of course.
Is he confused? Or is he hiding something?
Both. That's my thinking as well. There's a connection. I guarantee you. I don't know what kind, but there's definitely a connection between Scratch and Rose. The thing that occurred to me that I wanted to mention to y'all that I didn't. Did you all notice in the video that we watched of Alice, she was still wearing her wedding band? Glimmer of hope. The tiniest, pine needle thin glimmer of hope for a happy ending. I know Alan said in the beginning that this isn't the ending he wanted, but I'm holding out hope. Oh, also, y'all might like to notice. Oh, it's not gonna. Well, you'll see it soon enough.
Wake has a double. Mr. Scratch.
Look at her
Where's he
sweater.
now?
A cloud of wrath wears my face. The dark place in your place. Scratching out my body of work.
Scratch is here. In Washington. He's hunting Wake. Scratch looks just like Wake. Why?
Don't wake up the dreamer if your life is a dream. I swam to the shore, but the water is rising.
Wake and Scratch are clearly connected. Maybe Scratch got out because Wake did. Or vice versa.
That was one of the pre-order bonuses, was that Saga would have an Oh Dear Diner sweater. Absolutely, Toby.
Wake said the cult has the clicker. How does he know?
The writer is the reader. The next chapter, the next chapter, the next chapter. Keep the pages safe, the dark shining of the words.
Wake is hiding pages. That's how he knows the cult has the clicker. Okay, Mr. Wake. I know you have more pages of the manuscript on you.
You don't understand how vital these pages are. They're the only way I can know what's coming.
You're not the only one trying to solve this. This is our job.
Okay. Here. Now, this is all I have. Be careful with them.
I guarantee you there's a thematic significance to the fact that Alan's shirt is equal parts black and white. Guarantee you there's thematic significance there.
Inside the trailer, at the outskirts of Watery, Saga had seen Wake's fabled clicker for the first time, in the hands of the Cult of the Tree. A cultist stared at her. She drew her weapon. Standing inside the trailer at the outskirts of Watery, Saga had seen Wake's fabled clicker for the first time, in the hands of the Cult of the Tree. Her mind reeled from what the horror story was now claiming about her, her life, her past. She didn't accept it. She stepped out of the trailer. She needed air, but she wasn't alone. A cultist stared at her from behind a deer mask. She drew her weapon, shouted, ran after him.
Since we've established that wibbly wobbly, timey wimey fuckery is afoot here, hear me now, quote me later. Rose was referencing the life that Saga had lived before Alan rewrote it after meeting her in the interaction we just saw from his end. Baby girl. I'm not surprised, but still. Ew. No toy? Nope, she got no interest in that. I agree.
Children in Bright Falls all
Okay, no,
grew
we
up
already-
hearing stories about the cult of the tree.
Wake just gave us a lot of information.
Yeah, he
But
did.
this clicker seems like a good place to start. If we find that, then we find the cult. The cult of the tree has the clicker Wake told me about. They're a part of all this.
And they're in Watery.
Nightingale goes missing for 13 years, shows up murdered, and then turns into a monster. After I stop Nightingale, a rider who's also been missing for 13 years turns up. What's the connection? What kind of case is this?
You know what? I'm going to drop another prediction. Assuming she survives this, I expect Saga to get recruited by the FBC. The story.
The pages we've been finding are from a horror story called Return, written by Alan Wake. And the contents of this book are coming true. Why couldn't it have been a romance?
Oh, believe me. Why couldn't it have been turned into a romance? Because the Alan Wake fandom writers on AO3 have already been all over that shit. Wild, but impressive.
Nah.
Okay, so these are bits of witness testimony then. So, whatever you write in the dark place becomes reality? It can't be that simple. And it's not! It's really not! Exactly. Like, if you wanted this to be a romance, it would have to be a horror romance, and Saga, you strike me as many things. A monster fucker isn't one of them. Okay, so we don't have enough yet to go off of that.
Turn the world into a fucking nightmare.
God, I'm so happy that we get to actually experience Alan back in the real world after everything he's been through.
Scratch wants it to bring about his ending. That can't happen. Fiction coming in contact with the dark place can change reality. The story is coming true.
It's all on the page. The clicker, the cult. Okay, I'll head to Watery and find this trailer. Casey, you stay here and keep an eye on Mr. Wake.
Got it.
No, you need me there.
No dice, pal. This is an FBI investigation, and I don't see a badge on that flannel.
We can Be still my heart. Be still my fucking heart. I can't be trusted with that sort of power. I can't. No. I cannot be trusted with that kind of power. Increases magazine size, landing 2 headshots in quick succession. Okay. I don't need to worry about auto fire. It's not my thing. Deals increased damage to enemies that are stunned, blinded, or knocked out. Increases reload speed. Kill an enemy to restore health with the shotgun. That's tempting. No, but so bit of a tangent. I was watching a review for Alan Wake 2 this morning, where the reviewer was actually complaining, like their only even slightly meaningful critique of Alan Wake was that they didn't like that there was a weapon upgrade system, because they felt that it detracted from the otherwise masterful, like, art house cinema vibe of the game. But for me, we are playing a game that is fundamentally about rewriting reality. Are you telling me that if you had access to that power, you would not, like, write yourself superpowers? No, they didn't. And they fully admit that it's, like, in the grand scheme of things, it's a nitpick. But I personally, I fundamentally disagree with the core premise that it's not thematically appropriate. I think it makes perfect sense. Because we are playing in a world where reality itself is a little fluid. So, like, I can understand wanting the game to limit itself in some respect, especially because that wasn't a thing in the first game. But given the increased stakes, I still find it perfectly on brand that Saga figures out a way to use manuscript pages or scraps of manuscript pages to make herself more powerful. That is perfectly on brand as far as I'm concerned. Especially given the fact that she's fucking psychic. Mm-hmm. Alright. I'm going to save the weapon upgrades for when I feel like we actually need them. And, I actually, like, believe it or not, oh man, do we want to... Alright. I'm gonna keep playing as Saga for just a bit, and we'll see how this goes. I also like the fact that Alan's like, the hell I'm staying behind? Were y'all not listening to me when I said what I'd been through 13 years ago?
Hi, welcome.
Past favorite Deerfest floats. Go.
A yarn puppet monstrosity.
The what?
Stuffed moose and squirrels one.
No, thank you. Those beady dead marble eyes still give me nightmares.
Hello and welcome to Coffee World, voted Washington's best coffee theme.
Oh god, here we go.
All of our attractions are family friendly and available to children of all ages, just like our coffee. So, take a sip of our Oh Dear Diner organic coffee and let the adventure begin.
I gotta see if I can get one of those thermoses like 3D printed or
Hold
something.
on for dear life on the Espresso Express. Oh! Soak in some local history at the Huatari Well, where 2 serial killers once hid the disemboweled bodies of their murder victims. It's not haunted.
My
Come
ass.
to Mocha Moose and the goats at our amusement park petting zoo. Just don't share your coffee with the goats. Seriously, stop feeding our goats coffee. Seriously, it's not amusing. Take in amazing views from the Slow Roaster Ferris wheel. I can almost see the Warrior Lighthouse trailer park. This is so much fun. And finish off at our beautiful gift shop where seniors and children under 10 receive a 9% discount on keychains and propane tanks. Welcome to Coffee
What?
World. We guarantee you'll jaw a great time.
This is the third time I've requested something be done about the TV in my room. It keeps going on by itself. It's keeping me awake all night.
Samara.
I'm terribly sorry for that. We've called a professional electrician. In the meantime, have you tried unplugging the TV for the night?
Oh, there's an idea, Einstein. Why don't I just get rid of everything I'm paying for in that room while I'm at it? Sleep on the floor. Go to the toilet in the corner. Hey, I'm not unplugging it. You're fixing it.
Of course, sir.
I cannot believe all of the puns that they managed to include in that. So many puns. And yeah, that receptionist is not getting paid enough to deal with that sort of bullshit.
It won't open.
Okay, so this is unpleasantly dark.
Hello?
Ma'am, can I help you?
Hello?
Evidently not. Tammy didn't want me to come. I can tell. Not. Oh. Fair enough, Quirky. So the couple we talked to earlier that witnessed Nightingale's murder, this is from Ed's perspective, the husband. Okay, not gonna lie, this play that he's working on, it's weird though. Sitting here in the hotel room, some pieces are starting to fall together. An idea for a new play. A space cult, burning down the galaxy in some misguided search for to be determined later. A lone man, an artist, wandering the stars until his destiny puts him straight in the cult's path. All black cast? A musical? A rock opera? I'd watch it. I'd watch the shit out of it. Just, my dude, do me a favor. Don't write it in Bright Falls. Go back to New York before you write that shit. Okay, where did you fuckers find this?
Ed hadn't been the same since his latest show had closed. This wasn't the first time one of his productions had shuttered early. Scathing social commentary in a one-act play wasn't exactly filling seats. When Tammy told him she was taking a research trip to Bright Falls, he decided to tag along. Ed told her he wanted to find inspiration. Really, he just wanted a break from the city. But it was true that he certainly needed to find something. A voice, a direction, an idea. Something authentic to himself. Ed knew he couldn't keep using Tammy's money to fund his playwriting. After the argument with Tammy, Ed stormed out of the diner and drove their rental car back to Cauldron Lake to prove a point. Now standing in the dark woods, the sun hidden by the trees, Ed wished he could remember what that point was. Something about masculinity. He cursed at himself and turned to go. Suddenly, he was blinded by a light in his face. Voices shouted and hands pushed him to the ground. Ed struggled in vain.
Oh shit. Oh shit. I don't know why I didn't put this together sooner. The edits, the scratched out. That's the shit. Those are the edits Mr. Scratch made. So on every manuscript page, everything we find that was written on the typewriter, that was written by Alan. But everything that's scratched out and written in pen, that's Mr. Scratch.
Children in Bright Falls all grew up hearing stories about the cult of the tree.
So hold on. So all the shit, somewhere among all the urban legends lay a secret truth, the real identity of the cultists prowling the woods. Real faces hid behind the masks, real hands held the knives, real people fulfilling a grim purpose. The forest was not safe. People were right to keep the children from the trees. That's Scratch. That's his doing. He created the cult of the tree, the real version of it that we're really fighting. So they are serving him. The writer's cult waited for him there, the cult of the word. We haven't met her again. Occultist leaned close. I carry his words close to my chest. You're not allowed in the lake until he says otherwise. The writer went into the lake, banished the dark presence. Taken still lurked in the woods, the dark place receded. The current pulled back those with darkness inside, into the lake. Nightingale was there, one of them. The dark presence, Jagger, had taken him. The witch had stolen his heart. They sank beneath the waves, the dark place wandering in the shadows, muttering to themselves. I need help. Please stop this. What did I do? You must dig it out. Saga edged towards the broken door, her gun ready, flashlight aimed ahead. Nightingale said it would be here. Saga. Scratch put Saga in the story? Saga stepped closer to the door. Had the animal broken it? There was a loud crash. Saga found herself face to face with a cultist. Saga was back at Cauldron Lake. He was beyond her reach. The page called this area an overlap. Saga had to pursue Nightingale into the overlap. Finding a way in would be difficult. It required precise steps. Saga would learn how. Stop the monster. Her job before he killed again. He'd be inside waiting for her. Secret truths trembling beyond the threshold. Felt like a message, was a message. Leading them on and... Holy shit. the FBI's side of the story was written by Scratch. At least the opening of the FBI story. Fuck. But we know there's some time fuckery afoot, so maybe even though that Scratch started it, Alan can be the one to finish it. Because if we leave Saga's story up to Scratch, she's going to die at the end of it. Found another page.
Tammy tapped her pen on her notebook. Alan Wake had ridden this same ferry into town when he arrived. This was his entry into Bright Falls. His first steps across the threshold. She wrote that down. She always found it helpful to walk in the victim's shoes, do what they did, see what they saw. It added great color to the book. Tammy felt raindrops on her face. God, again? She pulled up her hood.
Welcome to the Pacific Northwest, baby.
She missed New York. So far, this hadn't been the simple research trip she pictured. First the incident at the lake, then the fight with Ed. It's not surprising tempers got hot. They were both on edge after what had happened. Tammy had said some things she regretted. She looked out over the harbor. A chill passed through her. She hoped Ed wouldn't do anything stupid.
So the fight with Ed was Scratch's doing. Of course, because he... That is indeed a grenade. That is indeed a grenade. Yep. Nailed it in one, Quirky. She's got a fucking grenade on her sweater. That's hilarious. I love it. I forgot I had a flashlight. So this is Tammy and Ed's room.
It's not opening.
God, can someone... You know what, man? If Cynthia Weaver were here, she would not be letting this stand. She would have made sure these people replaced their light bulbs. Alright, I'm gonna change one of the settings real quick.
Is there anything else I can help you with, sir? Would you like a complimentary dinner tonight?
Well,
hello,
that
little one.
Almost makes up for the ineptitude of this place.
I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah, baby girl. What's she doing? Apart from being cute and shit. Hello, little one.
I swear I brought my full kit along. Jules, you didn't forget to pack the EMF reader, did you?
Why would I pack your gear? I've got my own to worry about.
Great. Now how am I supposed to measure the energy signatures emitted by paranormal manifestations?
Steal something from the FBC? They got an outpost here. Hello, baby. Can I help you?
Can't wait to hit the haunts. We should check the town out first.
You know, do research, interview some locals, get the feel of the place.
Not before I find my frickin' EMF reader.
Davis Family Beef Jerky will now be available at the Sunday market in 3 delicious flavors. That's right. Our favorite sponsor, Davis Family Beef Jerky, can now be enjoyed in smoked hickory, teriyaki, and hickory teriyaki. I handed out samples here at the Valhalla Nursing Home and thought I'd catch up with one of our residents to get her thoughts. Donna, how are you?
I've got chronic back pain from my spinal stenosis.
Oh dear. You know, when I'm feeling stiff, I find a light snack helps. So, did you try that beef jerky?
No, lunch was at 11, and I wanted to save my appetite because today with crackers. You're allowed up to 4 crackers, but I only take 1 unless I have a glass of cranberry juice. There's cranberry juice at breakfast, which is at 7. I didn't take the oatmeal today because it makes me gassy before cribbage, and I can't.
So you didn't try the jerky? Got it. Well, that's too bad, Donna. Their new
Poor Pat.
teriyaki flavor sure does hit the spot.
They had teriyaki salmon with rice on Friday's dinner menu. Dinner's at 5, but we all know the salmon takes longer to prepare, and then you're late for bingo. And who needs all that spice?
I agree. Teriyaki is a shit flavor.
Is that Tapio? How are you on the line?
I couldn't end the call.
You've been on the phone this entire time?
Yes. Teriyaki.
Well, it's delicious on jerky.
Oh, man.
Davis for these samples.
Wendy? No, that can't be right. Wendy went missing in 2010.
Yeah, she did.
But she's dead.
No, I'm referring to Wendy Davis from our sponsor, Davis Family Beef Jerky.
Wendy Davis. That's the dead one. She's dead.
Right. Well, that's our time. Remember to keep your coffee warm
Pat?
and your chin up because that's
Do we need to talk?
around the corner. Pat Maine signing off.
Alright. I don't think there's anything left out here for us to worry about. I'm gonna pop into the diner real quick, though. Just to see if we can bug Rose.
Enjoy your day.
I don't know if it does, but I'm concerned. I am definitely concerned. You are not Rose.
So, I'm thinking of pre-gaming at my place before Deerfest.
Ah.
Drinks, snacks, some charades, maybe.
It's still out of order.
Everything but the charades.
What's wrong with charades? It's fun.
Welcome to the Oh Dear
And
Diner.
deer
I
themed.
recommend a slice of pie with some coffee. You can't go wrong with that.
For a personal playthrough, I don't know. I think maybe a new character would be in order. Oh shit, what's going on here? Grand reopening? The Founders Park was relocated here as our small town keeps growing. We are sure you'll find this placement for the park every bit as wonderful and relaxing as the previous one. Welcome to the new and improved Founders Park.
Oh no, oh no, oh no! What will become of my birds now? Where will they go? Who will feed them? Fly away, find a happier place. Go while you still can.
You know, your guys up there, yeah, your cousins are assholes.
Where will I go? Who will I look after when all my little friends are gone?
Oh, there's Town Hall. On the other side of the park here. Alright, we'll let him sleep. But someone's got some shit going on over there. Let's see if we can see what's up with that.
It's too late. Too late for
It is, I will tell y'all, it is surreal being able to walk through this place and remember where, like, certain fights happened in the first game. Like that parking lot back there, that building, which looks exactly the same.
I need to go back. Got a case to solve.
Yeah, fair. Alright, so the Oh Dear Diner and the park look to be about our limits as far as exploration is concerned. Alright, off to Watery we go, I guess. Although, I wanna poke my nose into the sheriff's station real quick. That should be within the limits of our exploration, because it's just up the hill here. Even though we can't speak to Sheriff Breaker. I do hope we find out what happened to Sarah at some point. Like, I wouldn't blame her if she retired after what happened, but I'd still like to know, you know?
How many times do I have to tell you? She's gone missing.
Are you sure she's not just avoiding your calls?
Why would she do that? I'm a lovely person.
I'm sure you are, ma'am. I'm just asking questions.
I can't force it open.
I mean, you could, but it'd be wildly unethical.
I don't like it. It's staring at me.
Also, like, people in the Bright Falls County Jail talking about eyes in the sky. No thanks. I mean, in fairness to them, Baby Rice, we are FBI, and they know that.
You write down that he's never done this before. He always comes home right after work, or at least calls to let me know he'll be late.
I don't suppose we're going to be able to go back down here, are we?
It doesn't
Nope.
budge.
Alright. Yeah, if you are just coming in, Baby Rice, yeah. The VOD would definitely be worth watching at some point. We're about 4 hours into stream today. We have made some very concerning discoveries. I am very intrigued by the potential time fuckery that's gone on here. We did basically confirm that all of the edits we've been seeing on the manuscript pages we've been finding were made by Mr. Scratch. And I suspect that as part of the time fuckery that's gone on, when we talked to Rose yesterday and she referenced Saga's having a different life than the one Saga remembered, I think what that is an indication of is the life Saga had lived before Alan rewrote it in an attempt to save Saga's life from Scratch. Oh, we can choose to go back to Cauldron Lake. That's cool. I dig that. That is super fucking cool. But for now, we're going to go back to Watery. We're going to Watery for the first time. We also discovered that Mr. Scratch has spent the last 6 years tormenting Alice Wake. And that Alice Wake is still wearing her wedding band.
Yeah, Anderson, I didn't want to say this in front of Wake, but are you sure this is a good idea? Going on your own?
Assuming we believe the page, I need to check this out. We need to find the cult. Anyone we meet here could be a member. And this Scratch guy.
The evil doppelganger? Must be true, or else this guy can't write for shit.
The quality of his writing aside, if this page turns out to be true like the rest have, this could be a breakthrough. We might solve this thing before backup even arrives.
Yeah, but they're taking their time, so just be careful out there. Meanwhile, I think me and Wake will have a chat. Maybe I can shake something loose.
Okay.
Bro.
But remember what happened with the Salt Shaker.
Yeah, real funny.
Two
The
things.
page placed me in a trailer, somewhere in Watery.
Oh, this doesn't give me...
Ask around.
This doesn't give me Friday the 13th vibes at all. So, two things to consider. I would bet money the FBC intercepted that call for backup and made sure it never reached the FBI. The backup that does show up, I expect to be from the FBC. Two, Casey, after the shit Alan Wake has seen, go ahead. Try to intimidate him. This man has witnessed horrors that defy human imagination and look them dead in the face without losing his mind completely. There is nothing you can do to him that is going to intimidate him.
A vote for Mayor Setter is a vote for everyone. For Watery.
Mayor Seta will stand up for justice.
As opposed to whatever it was the current mayor is doing, I suppose? Ahti?
Okay then. Catchy tune.
This dude is absolutely a trickster god. Look at the subtitles. We're actually getting the lyrics in English. Old Scratch Satan, our savior. Ahti. Ahti. The fuck, my guy? It's not that I didn't believe you, Toby. I didn't think that would get, like, explicitly referenced in game. Are you doing this to taunt Mr. in his dark room? He stares at you in the mirror. The heat of the murder like a crown burning on his brow. You know his gaze. You can never forget. Even with his face hidden behind a veil of blood. It's nightless night. It takes your soul. It's nightless night. It devours you. Like a nightmare, he comes for you. Draped in shadows. He's singing about Mr. Scratch. Many tales are told about him. You can never... Okay.
Excuse me. Do you know where... Hush. Artie's in the middle of a show. I wonder if I'm the first FBI agent to ever get shushed.
Rose? Also, like, I'm not mad about it, but, like, the new actress for Rose, assuming the face and voice are the same person, the resemblance to Jewel Sadie, the actress who played Kaylee in Firefly, genuinely uncanny. We just... all hope is lost? Nah, man. Fuck that. Hope is never lost. This is the poster that I've been talking about this whole time. The one that I saw in the opening of Alan Wake Remastered. This is that poster. A terrifyingly strange dive into the dark depths of an artist's mind. A film by Thomas Zane, Tom the Poet, a pinprick of light in an ocean of darkness, starring Thomas Zane as the diver, Barbara Jagger as the dark presence, Cynthia Weaver as the Lady of the Light, Emil Hartman as the assistant to Tom, written and directed by Thomas Zane, based on a novel by Alan Wake. The Dark Doppelganger. The Dark Doppelganger in the Art and Life of Thomas Zane, the auteur. Guest lecture by the president of the Bright Falls Film Society, Thomas Emerson? Emerson? The video game dude from The Lodge in the first game? Discussing Zane's early career in Finland, his artist commune in Bright Falls, his lost work, Tom the Poet, his mysterious disappearance in 1970, playing his own dark double in the films, the poet, the writer, the diver, Thomas the Rhymer. I don't like these implications. I don't like this at all. Moosefest. Is this Watery's own Nessie? A majestic beast hidden in the depths of water. I was. Welcome to Coffee World. Oh. That's sweet. The the Finnish brothers opened the theme park because they are trying to single-handedly save their hometown. These must be the original settlers that founded Watery. I'm gonna see if I can talk to Rose. Right, Quirky? Like I hear so many reviewers saying that, you know, it's not necessary to play Alan Wake 1 or Control before you play this game. And like I guess like literally speaking they're right, but the amount of shit you miss if you don't. Like if there's anyone lurking in this stream who's new to the writer's room, and, you know, you never seen me before, never seen any of my streams before, I beg of you. Like, I mean, one, you could just, like, keep chilling here because I've played all the games. I've been pointing out as many references as I can. But if you are literally just now coming into this stream, I beg of you, at the bare minimum, play Alan Wake 1 and Control before you play Alan Wake 2, because the amount of shit you will miss if you don't is truly out of this world. Like, in a very like this would be, in my opinion, which is as biased as you wish to believe it is, in my opinion, playing Alan Wake 2 without playing Alan Wake 1 or Control at a bare minimum would be like starting your viewing experience of the MCU with at least Avengers Age of Ultron. Like, that is the first of the Marvel movies you had ever seen without knowing basically anything about any of the characters involved. That's analogous to what it would be like to play Alan Wake 2 without playing any of the previous Remedy games. You are robbing yourself of so much with this game if you do not play, at a bare minimum, Alan Wake and Control first. Oh, okay. So there are going to be janitor stations all over that we can use to switch Ahti and the janitors. The janitors? Plural? I don't require, I suppose, but Remedy, I humbly request elaboration. I humbly request elaboration. Alright, he's still going. We've been here for like 10 minutes. He's just gonna keep looping through this. We gotta go somewhere else. Whatever we're looking for, we're not gonna find it there. You know, I wouldn't be surprised, Toby. I genuinely wouldn't be. Conversation, new choices, point of interest, janitor's bucket, container. What the what did I miss in there? Alright, I did see this. I just didn't actually open it. Painkillers. Sweet.
You were a handsome deer.
The bare minimum for Marvels. I mean, I guess part of that depends on how current you are with the MCU. I imagine Captain Marvel, probably Miss Marvel, and Avengers Endgame, I think would be the bare minimum. But that's just me, like, guessing.
Hello. Do you have a second?
Ah, long time and no see, Miss Anderson. Thor and Odin are not here. They are old tricksters always sneaking off.
Sorry. No, I wanted to ask you about something else.
"13 years later and they're still up to their old shit." Stream Elements, shut up. No, I refuse. Although I could actually do with a stretch. Alright, we'll finish this question and then we'll...
Do you live around here?
I live in Bright Falls. You've seen me around. I am Mr. Blum. You call me Vladimir. I work at a nursing home. I take care of your old people. We are on day trip, music, sauna, the good times. I bring them here in the bus.
The elderly are very important. And it's a very nice bus. Thanks.
And, like, of course, Thor and Odin wind up in a nursing home named Valhalla.
Can you point me to any trailers around here?
Sure. Watery Lighthouse Trailer Park. Ilmo Koskela owns it.
Koskela,
Owns many things in town.
And where is Ilmo?
I saw Ilmo and his brother at the bridge. Well, what used to be the bridge.
Cool. Alright, so we've got that lead. I will do the BRB stretch break, and then we'll go chase this lead down and see what other trouble we can get up to.